And I'm Big O. Go
The
ahead.
Lions.
Just go ahead. Just go ahead and get your vent on. I'm just gonna go ahead and
I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm very angry, as I'm sure you know. Uh, there was a reason why. There was a reason why I didn't talk much to anyone yesterday. The Lions decided to win.
just
Um, this is going to be the episode where if you are extremely sensitive, you probably shouldn't watch it. If you're extremely sensitive, you may not even want to follow the podcast any longer. But I got to be me. I got to be Maverick. Uh, I don't understand why we won. Coach Campbell said, you got to do it for the guys and do it for the culture and this, and that. And, you talk to fans of the team and, they're like, oh, we got to go out on a win and this. You don't want to just lose and you don't want to tank and get a better player. And I disagree. I fully disagree. I don't understand why you couldn't win the previous two games against a Steelers team that barely got into the playoffs, a Vikings team that was terrible, rookie quarterback, threw for pitiful yards against us in that Vikings game. And then all of a sudden you get up for this Bears game. And then you have the nerve to celebrate and be happy. And, we did the Bears celebration against them. They don't care. They're going to the playoffs. You're going home. And if you think deeper into this win, I'm not saying that they got this cerebral with it, but if you think deeper into this, they could almost be laughing at you because they're like, "Yeah, you beat us, and now you get a worse pick. Now we don't have to worry about going against the 13th pick when we play you twice a year. We'll go against the 17th pick." I know there's a lot of people who don't feel like, those four spots matter and those four spots are a big deal. And while it is true that it takes more than one player and you do need to hit on multiple draft picks and free agents, and there will always be someone good enough to make the roster in that spot, and you have to be, smart enough to pick them. Uh, need I remind you that as much as you all out there praise Brad Holmes for his draft pick of Aiden Hutchinson, Aiden Hutchinson fell in Brad Holmes' lap. That season, we did the same thing we did just now. We won and messed up draft position. We won that game and went from 1 to 2. Shout out to Jacksonville for taking who appeared to be at the time the more athletic defensive lineman, which caused Aiden to fall into our lap. We could have lost Aiden. And I'm curious as to what the fans would say if that had happened. What if Aiden was in Jacksonville? Would you still feel like, oh man, we should be winning out? Don't tank. Don't tank so you can get a better pick. You got to win for the culture. Would you still feel like that if Aiden ended up in Jacksonville? Because we got lucky with that. Had that other D lineman not killed the combine, Aiden was going to Florida. But you wanted to win for the culture, right? We don't get a banner for that. There's no banner for we won the last game of the season for like a good moral victory. There's no banner for we swept a playoff team. You're not in the playoffs. What difference does I'm trying not to curse. What difference does it make that you swept the playoff team? You're not going. None of this makes sense to me, bro. Can you help me make sense of why our fans settle for mediocrity? I can't even read that cup from here. What does it say? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, I don't get it, man. Detroit Lions fans have lived lived in the space of loving mediocrity. And that can't be me, man. I expect excellence.
Well, of course you do. I mean, wasn't expecting any different from you. But Detroit, I mean, you've been a Detroit Lions fan as long as, you know, hey, I'm the same way. Look, Lions had pissed me off the one year where I couldn't even root for them. You know, that old, I think that was the old 0-16.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
bad. But as you said, Lions fans, they just want them to win. They don't look at the bigger picture or whatever. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted them to win their last game because if they was going against anybody else, I probably wouldn't care. But since it was Chicago, it's like if U of M lost all their games but beat Ohio. That's how we look at it, and that's how I felt. I didn't want them to lose to them when they played them last time and put 50 points up. But I mean, it would have been all kind of crap if they would have been, just trying to lose. So I mean, only way they would have been able to do that was like, okay, all our starters sit down. We could go ahead and play you know.
Well, considering the year that we've had the last 2 years, that would not have been such a bad idea. You've been bitten by the injury bug 2 years straight. You're out of the playoffs because you couldn't beat a rookie quarterback last week on Christmas. And so you decide, let's keep all the starters in and go beat the Bears. For what? What did you get? What did we win? We won worst
That a boy.
drafting position. We won a worst drafting position. Congratulations.
I mean, but honestly, man, whoever that you trying to get, they probably gonna be gone anyway.
No, here's the thing. It goes so much deeper than this because the draft. So this is the draft is not. It's not like fantasy football where you get to pick like a snake draft where you're like, we might pick in the middle this round, but then we'll be towards the front net. No, you're picking 17th every round. You could have been picking 13th or 14th every round. Every round, you'll get a worse player than you could have gotten had you just benched all of your starters. No one's telling you to go out here, and I wish your brother was online right now because I know he's going to sing Goff's praises with these stats. But again, these are garbage time stats. We're not going to the playoffs. Do I care that you threw for over 300 yards in this game? No, I don't. Is there a banner in the stands at Ford Field for Stafford winning multiple years for his passing yards? Do you know?
You know it's not.
I was just curious. Maybe other teams have banners for, stat padding. I don't care about anything but winning the championship. So, but I have to remember, Detroit Lions fans have been down for so long that they'll take what it throw me a bone. I don't want a bone. I want a Super Bowl. I want a championship. I want a championship.
Hey,
And that's what
we all
happens when
want.
your team I can't say that though. That's what happens when your team is down for so long. One thing that I'll give y'all at Michigan, you Michigan fans, the one thing that I'll give y'all is you guys have a history of winning. So when you don't win it all, you don't care. You want national championships. Cool. We got a bowl game here and there. Cool, cool, cool. Y'all get up for national championships. Why? Because you have a history of winning. But when you have a history of losing and you have a history of being beaten down in the dumps, you'll take whatever you can get. It's like starving, right? You're not used to having a meal. And so you'll take that McDonald's burger because you like, I got to survive. But when you're used to getting meals and you can actually eat healthy meals, you kind of look at McDonald's like, for real, that's, no, I'm not eating this because I'm used to eating steak and potatoes. That's the analogy I want to use. Detroit Lions fans are starving and will take whatever they can get. And Michigan Wolverines fans are used to, you know, top shelf, steak, champagne, you know what I'm saying, red wine, whatever you want to have with it. And they're like, stats were great. I won a national championship. What are we doing next year to get there? And that's where I want the Detroit Lions fans to be. And I feel like I'm in the minority. As a matter of fact, I know I'm in the minority. Do you know this entire weekend, there were only two people who shall remain nameless who told me that was dumb. Why did we win? Why did we mess up draft position? I I can't tell you why we messed up draft position. Because we're the Lions. Uh, it doesn't make any sense. I
No.
want better for the team, and I want our fan base to want better for the team. And getting hyped up because you swept a team that has a home playoff game is idiocy.
Yeah. No.
And I don't care who comes in the comments on the Instagram, on the TikTok, Facebook, X, YouTube. Most of you I don't respond to because you're not even bold enough to have a picture as your icon. You have a picture of a tricycle or the color blue or, some football player that you weren't half as good as and you want to talk crap and be disrespectful in the comments. I don't really care about your opinion. We had a couple comments where these are people that shouldn't, they don't deserve a podcast. Then you make a podcast and we'll come watch you and your terrible takes. I'm just I'm tired of mediocrity, bro. And we just here in this city, man, we love it. We love it. Detroit is gritty. We you know what I'm saying? We're blue collar. We rise from the dirt, but you should want better. When you have the opportunity to do better, you don't choose to stay in it. And for some reason, that's the part that we miss. Like we went from 15-2 to out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And people are celebrating that we swept a playoff team. Where was this play a week ago? Where was this play 2 weeks ago? Where was this play against another non-playoff team? While we're on the subject of this, bro, so we got fourth place, right? Like in the we got a fourth place schedule coming up because
Okay.
of where we landed in the division. Have you heard anyone excited about the fact that you're like, we get an easier schedule next year? That's the silver lining. Have you heard that?
No.
You didn't hear that?
Uh-uh.
So there were some people that were like, we gotta look at the silver lining, right? Look at the silver lining because we'll have an easier schedule.
I'm sorry, my camera moving.
Let's look at the schedule. Camera's moving. All right. So
My fault.
while you adjust your camera, excuse me, I'm going to pull up our opponents for next year, and I'm going to pull up the opponents that we played this year. Not going to get too deep into who we're playing next year. We'll save that for next week's episode to try to predict how many L's we're going to take, depending on You know, Brad Holmes might move up and package a bunch of draft picks up and get a kicker at 15 from 17. I don't know. So this is the list. Where's the list? Schedule of opponents for next year. We already know we have the Bears, the Packers, and Minnesota twice, right?
Mhm.
Home games. Patriots, not an easy team.
All right.
Fine. Saints, terrible team. However, they probably would have beat us the way we're looking the past couple weeks if we had to play them. The Giants, Jackson Dart is no joke, and neither is their D line. And I have a feeling that they're going to really, really improve once they get this new head coach in place and they have a top 5 pick. And they almost beat us with Jameis Winston, right? So you have the Giants. I wouldn't say that's easy. You have the Jets. The Jets are the Jets and will always be the Jets. So I guess that'll be, your easy game. You have the Buccaneers, who year in and year out we have issues with. You have the Titans. Those are your home opponents. When you go away, we already know we have the division opponents. We have the Cardinals, the Falcons, who actually have a pretty decent team. They just didn't coach well enough to do anything with it, and they had some injuries. The Buffalo Bills, who are going to smack us in the mouth. The Carolina Panthers, who guess what? They're a playoff team and we aren't. And the Miami Dolphins, right? People were excited. Like, we got 4th place. We're going to get an easier schedule. That's who they're excited to play next year. What I need people to understand is when you look at the teams that are on the roster this year, because initially it looked like we had a very difficult schedule going into this year because we were 15-2, right?
Mhm.
A lot of these teams that I'm looking at are not playoff teams. This looked like an easier schedule this year. The Ravens, who we beat, are not a playoff team. The Bengals, who we beat, are not a playoff team. The Chiefs, who we lost to, not a playoff team. The Bucks, we beat them, not a playoff team. Commanders, who beat us last year, not a playoff team. Then you got the Eagles, yeah, cool. Giants, not a playoff team. Cowboys, not a playoff team. Steelers, barely became a playoff team. Like, you had an easy schedule this year.
Yeah.
I understand that it's not that cut and dry. We had injuries. Other teams had injuries. It was up and down. My point is, I'm not looking at a silver lining. I'm not looking at, oh, we got 4th place, so at least it'll be easier opponents next year. You don't know that it's going to be easier opponents next year. I'm sure there's a lot of people who had the Patriots circled on their schedule as the easy win this year and got smacked.
Man, we had injuries. We had refs. Mainly, man, we lost a lot of games. We lost a nice amount of games because of refs messing up too. I know we shouldn't have even got to the point where refs, they shouldn't be able to have a,
Yes.
on our game, but it doesn't
Yes.
stop that it happened.
Yes. We shouldn't even be at that point where there's refs that, interfere with the game.
But when we got injuries, and we still could have won games, but the refs messed us up.
Here's the thing. We had the same injuries yesterday that we did the week before. So how'd you get up and beat a playoff team?
I can't answer that.
I don't want to hear that we had injuries. You had injuries yesterday too, but you beat a playoff team. You found a way to win. You almost found a way to lose, but you
Mhm.
found a way to win. You want to know one thing I noticed that we did when we beat that playoff team? We took the points. When we were in field goal range, we took the points. Did you notice that?
Yeah,
It was magical.
yeah.
We took the points. How many other games could we have won if we took the points? Is it time for an identity change? Do we need not to be as aggressive? Should we take the points when we can take the points?
I say that all season. So take the points. Stop going for it on the 4th and 1, 4th and 2, 4th and 3. I mean, hey, Mr. Grit.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that need to change. Um, I'm not happy that we messed up draft position. It is what it is. We have 5 starters that will be free agents next year. Khalif Raymond, DJ Reader, Marcus Davenport. Goodbye. Please do not resign this guy. Please, for the love of all that is right and holy, do not sign Marcus Davenport. Do not Alex Anzalone, Amik Robertson. Everyone else, they're backups. I wouldn't mind having some of these backups come back. I'd love to have Grant Stewart come back. Rock Yassin was solid. He can come back. Avonte Maddox played pretty well in parts. Roy Lopez can come back. I wouldn't be mad at some of these people coming back. Awosika can go. Please don't bring him back. Colin can go. Please don't bring him back.
Anzalone?
No, don't bring Anzalone back either. I'm talking about Awosika, the old lineman. He was terrible. And Dan Skipper, I love you, buddy, but it's time to get into podcasting.
You're like, skip on.
Yeah. But and we can bring Muhammad back. I wouldn't be mad at bringing Muhammad back. Muhammad might want a little bit of money though after the year that he had, and I think they said he just turned 30. But I wouldn't be mad having him back. So yeah, we got 25 unrestricted free agents, 5 are starters. I don't know what they're gonna do with the money, the salary cap, if they're gonna move some money around. We talk about this ad nauseum. Reports came out that they didn't know Frank Ragnow was going to retire. Had no idea. Remember we talked about this last week and the week before, and it was like, oh, well, they probably had an idea. Actually, we talked about it a few times this season. Oh man, they probably had an idea that he was going to retire. They came out and they were like, yeah, we didn't know. So now, as Taylor Decker contemplates his future, we'll better prepare for that as we get ready to go into the free agency and the draft, because we don't want to get blindsided again, like we did with Frank's departure. That's good. I guess you can consider that a silver lining. But yeah, man, that's really all I got. I'm very angry that we messed up draft position, and I'm angry that we have fans here in the city that like mediocrity. I can't rock with mediocrity.
Like I said, I understand your point of it, and I can understand the fans' point. But
help me understand the fans' point.
They just want, they want to be happy, a win. They don't dig into it as deep as or how some people will dig into it, and some of them don't. A lot of people don't know the analogy of
ignorance is bliss. They clearly don't know that analogy, but I know it. Ignorance is bliss. That's why they're happy.
They don't know the analogy of this one game could mess 3 spots up or whatever. They don't understand none of that. They, I understand it, but like I told you, my attitude was more or less, it was Chicago, and your boy went over there that you didn't want him to win no games, and he turned around and he in the playoffs.
But I always look at bigger picture. I was on the boat with you with that, where I was like, we got to spank them, we got to sweep them, yada, yada, yada. None of that matters when you want to improve your team. I will never, to the detriment of my own team, have so much animosity towards another team or coach to say, we got to beat them. No, because you're beating him and getting in worse draft position. That is ignorance.
Yeah.
Shadow just said the Lions need to invest to figure out why they have all these injuries year in and year out. Injuries are part of the game. Everyone has them, but maybe it's something that they need to change, a new medical staff. And I hear you saying new medical staff, and that's exactly what Dan Campbell said he's not worried about.
He not worried about the medical staff?
Nope.
Because the medical staff getting paid off.
He said,
players like, I'm okay. Here you go.
He said, what did he say? That's where I always start. He said, in his opinion, an increase in soft tissue injuries would be more of a case for alarm. That's where he always starts, because if you have major soft tissue issues, then it's more than just the player, in his opinion. That wasn't particularly a big problem with the Lions this year. He said they've been great in that department. Instead, it was things like an Achilles tear, broken bones, and freak accidents that were the biggest issue for the team this year. He believes that they've done everything that they can, from slowing down the pace of practice to speeding it up, and it just hasn't gone their way. And when it comes down to their medical staff, Campbell threw his full support behind the crew. I like our training staff. I think they do a hell of a job. I really do. It was just a tough year in some areas. So I hear you, Shadow, but he is not concerned at all with the medical and training staff. Now,
Yeah.
my opinion, I feel like we're on the outside looking in. Even some of us being, former athletes. I feel like we always say it's the medical staff, right? That's all. That's like, it's the strength and conditioning coach because they're weak, or it's this, or it's that. And I'm like, sometimes it really is just freak accidents. Sometimes it could be technique. It may not have anything to do with the medical staff. It could be poor technique. They said Lomas Brown said the reason he didn't have as many injuries in his career when he was an old lineman with the Lions was because he kept his feet moving, so he didn't get rolled on.
Mm.
So he was like, even like when I would fall on the ground over there, like I would wear, like even when the play would end, like I would always keep my feet moving and just keep moving, keep moving. I never wanted to be standing still and then someone rolled up my leg, or you know what I'm saying? You just stay aware and you keep your feet moving. It could be a technique thing. It could everyone can't be Branch. I was trying to figure out how Terry and Arnold, you know, kept messing his shoulder up because I don't know what initially started the issue, but I've never seen him as like a huge hitter like that. So I don't know. I don't know. Um, we'll see what happens. I mean, it was a very bad year for injuries, but I'm still blaming all of this on Brad Holmes. You got a lot of rebuilding to do. You got a
Yeah.
lot of free agents to sign. You can't do one big splash free agent signing and say, I went and got a DB. Look at me. You need linemen, plural, and you can't get plural in the first round. You're going to need some vets. You're going to need some experience. We need
Mm-hmm.
better backups on the O line. So I don't know. We'll continue to watch and see what happens. We can watch. The combine is in February. We'll see what guys come out, arise out of that. We'll keep bringing you guys coverage for the playoffs that we're not in.
Yeah.
I don't know if the energy's gonna change. You know,
You
my energy right now. I'm
we know
pissed
you
that the
did.
Lions won, but I'm disappointed in our fan base.
Well, to each his own.
Hmm. Everyone's entitled to their opinion,
Yeah.
but what do they say is the mark of insanity?
Man, you going too deep with this, man. Let this. Hey, come on, man. Come
Doing the
on.
same thing and expecting different results. You guys support the same things over and over and expect different results. You guys were overjoyed that we were leading in stats with Stafford. And guess what he didn't bring us? A Super Bowl. You guys are overjoyed that Goff threw for over 3 and 4,000 yards. And guess what we don't have? A Super Bowl. Guess what we don't have an opportunity to go get? A Super Bowl. You know why? Because we won one game that didn't matter and lost two that did. And then we celebrated. We celebrated. Do you
Well,
remember? I don't know, man. It's just people say you should win. A winners win, losers lose, right? Like if you got a winning mentality, you want to win all the time, right?
uh-huh.
I have a different philosophy. I hate losing more than I like winning. Personally, I win because I don't want to lose. When I look at my life and my successes and my failures, I'm like, a lot of those successes was because I was like, I'm not about to lose in that area. I'm not losing in that area. I might lose in some others. It won't be in that area. It won't be over there. I hate losing.
Yeah.
And I look at the big picture. They didn't want to lose yesterday. I needed them to not want to lose out on a chance to go to the playoffs.
And what's crazy is Green Bay did exactly.
Oh, I'm so hot because I was like, there's no way
Right.
that
We
the
both
Vikings are going
said
to
it.
beat the Packers.
I was like, Green Bay, they not gonna lose both these games. So I mean, but we gonna win. We gonna win both our games.
Yes.
But Green Bay gonna drop the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened?
Mm-hmm.
It flipped. They
It
lost
flipped.
both of them, and we ain't in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'm more disgusted about that than anything.
Yep. I have to eat my words. I thought we could win out. Never thought that we would have lost to the Vikings.
Yeah,
We lost to the Vikings that beat the Packers.
that's crazy.
So,
Yeah, I'm
remember the losing
unimpressed.
season? The
Yeah.
losing season with the Lakers. Kobe was still, rest in peace, Kobe. Kobe's on the team. Oh my God, they were having a terrible season. Nick Young was still on the team. And Kobe was on like one of the late shows. And they had finally won a game. And they were celebrating like they won the NBA championship. All over the bench and just joyous and celebrating. And they showed it to Kobe. And was like, were you able to catch this when you guys finally got a victory? Were you able to catch your guys celebrating that they finally got a win? And Kobe looked like this. He was like,
No, I was in the back.
he looked disgusted. Why?
Excuse me.
Because Kobe is a winner.
Yeah.
Kobe doesn't win every year. Kobe didn't win every year, but Kobe is a winner. Kobe has a winning mentality. Kobe looks at the bigger picture. Kobe, he's right over there on the wall. Mamba mentality. He has a winning mentality. I don't want to win this one game against the Bears so I can have bragging rights that I swept you this year, but I'm not going to the playoffs and y'all are. That's how I look at our fan base.
Yeah.
Y'all celebrating that we beat the Bears, messed up draft position, and y'all just like, grit. We'll get them next year. And I'm looking at y'all like, I'm disappointed.
I know you are.
Maybe this is the episode that ends Blue Collar Blitz podcast.
Stop.
But if it keeps me a winner, so be it. Because I am not succumbing to the mediocrity mindset. I'm not. We messed up draft position. I'm not happy. Fans are happy. I'm disappointed. I'm disgusted. I don't have anything else to say this week for the Lions. Do you have anything? Oh my God, I'm so mad. Really? Oh, I'm not crying. I'm not crying.
What are you so mad at, you know?
You know why I'm not crying? Because I didn't invest as much energy as this fan base invested all of those years when they were mediocre. I said mediocre. Mediocre. When they were mediocre. I didn't invest all that energy. I was like, it is what it is. Matt Millen can't draft. Next GM come in, like, doesn't matter. He can't draft either. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would get up for the draft and I would look at who they would pick. And I was like, oh, same old, same old. All right, cool. Brad comes in, couple picks fall in his lap. I'll give you a couple picks. They fell in your lap. The last 2 years.
Can you is that Shadow still?
Shadow, yeah, he said
buying what is being said.
They're buying what's being sold, and that's what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes is selling. The fan base is starving. Yeah. They're buying it. Yeah. I ain't buying it. This is not And you know what? This doesn't even come down to. This doesn't even come down. This is not a debate of like football knowledge versus like, oh, maybe I don't have as much football knowledge, or like Maverick is looking at it on a deeper level, or this. It's just, are you tired of losing? Are you tired of not having a Super Bowl banner? No? Then keep supporting mediocrity. Until you get mad enough that you're like, I don't care about these little moral victories that y'all got. I don't care that you were like, the O-line finally blocked and we got to run and average 4 yards a carry. I don't care. You're going fishing. You guys just cleaned the locker room out today. Guess who didn't? The Bears. Guess who didn't? The Packers. Guess who didn't? The Panthers. Guess who didn't? The Steelers.
The Rams.
The Rams.
Eagles. Keep it going.
Yeah, like, I don't care about your moral victories.
Yeah. Hey, another crazy one. KC lost to the Raiders.
You know why? I mean, the biggest reason why is because they, the quarterback is hurt. But
They should have lost that game too.
I have a feeling that even if he was able to play, like, I think they would have understood the assignment. Like, play tough for what? Go get a draft pick. Now, Andy Reid don't really throw games, but I just feel like just rest your. Kelsey's probably about to retire, so they like, go break. You got to go break. Whose record did he break? T.O.'s record for receptions or something. Like, he had to break some records, so he had 3 catches. So I get why he played. I wouldn't have played anybody else. You can go get your record, and then if you want to retire, you just got an extra notch on your belt. Congratulations, we got you a few catches. But everybody else, I would have sat. We're not going to the playoffs. Mahomes is hurt. Go get me a better draft pick. Not us. We won, and we're dancing in the end zone, and we're doing celebrations. Losers. Loser mindset.
Oh, man. Yeah, it was bad.
Disappointed, man.
What?
You get better when you expect better.
Well, we'll see what this draft and see what next year bring us, and hopefully we have a better conversation next year.
We'll have a better conversation next week.
But we just want to be talking about the Lions.
We'll be talking about the people who swept us.
Right.
Like the Packers. I think the Packers going to beat the Bears.
I hope.
We'll see. I don't know. The Bears up and down. They might be kind of fraudulent.
Well, I mean, they already lost to 2 in a row.
Yeah, they might be frauds. I don't know. I mean, they played tough against that in that game, 49ers, but I don't know. I think they're fraudulent. So we'll see what happens. So next week we'll be talking about the opponents. We'll be covering the playoffs. We'll cover the college playoffs really quick before we get out of here. Ole Miss beat Georgia. Didn't expect that. Didn't expect that at all. But shout out to them. Shout out to Chambers, Michigan guy, Grand Rapids. To be Ole Miss versus Miami. I'll be pulling for Ole Miss. Nothing against Miami, but I gotta root for the Michigan guy. And then we have Oregon and Indiana. I personally think Indiana is going to win, but I'm a root for Oregon. It's Morris from the D. Got to root for the homegrown. In other news, we're going to end this on a sad note. In other news, Michigan State's former wide receiver, homegrown River Rouge, Nick Marsh, has decided to go to our rival, Indiana. Yay! Shout out to you, Indiana. You're getting a great receiver. He's going to Indiana. Report said that he was looking at Notre Dame and LSU, and I was like, cool, he's leaving the Big Ten. And then I woke up a few days later, and they said, psych, no, he's not. He's going to the next state over. He's going to be in Indiana. So that's where he'll be next year.
Hey,
Do we play them next year? Anyway, hey Shadow, you're in the chat. Do we play them next year? MSU football schedule. Do 2026. Do we play them? Let's find out. Future schedules. Is it out?
probably not out yet. They usually don't come out this early. College, though.
It's out. The dates ain't on there. The dates are always to be determined for the most
Oh.
part. We don't play Indiana next year. We don't play Indiana until 2027, and it's at home, and he'll already be in the league. So we won't see Nick Marsh anymore. Bye-bye, Nick Marsh. We won't see him anymore because we won't be in a bowl game next year either.
Damn.
We got to rebuild the O-line, and it remains to be seen, you know, what he can do with the resources that he has. We'll see what happens with that. So
being beast.
Huh?
They may come out being some beasts next year.
They might. I doubt it. I'm usually not a pessimist. I'm usually a realist. I'm in a very pessimistic mood right now.
I see.
And I don't want to be. I did not want to bring that energy, but I'm so disappointed in our fan base that we're just like, will we beat the Bears though?
Let it go. Let it go. We done with that topic.
I'm gonna let it go when the live ends. So
thank you for joining the Blue Collar Blitz. I'm Big O, and this is
I'm gonna let it go when the live ends. But that's what you get with this podcast. There's no fluff. We're not sugarcoating stuff. It's just the raw energy. We turn the camera on, we turn the mics on, and we say go. And for those of you who don't like our takes, then you save up your money and you start a podcast, and you can give us your takes. But until then, you stay hidden behind those profiles with no pictures on them. We just give you the raw, unedited version of how we feel about our teams, and this is the passion that's coming out because I want and expect more, and I am in the minority in this city with that. So I'm moving. No, I'm kidding.
Oh man. Dang.
But shout out to Michigan's basketball team. They're looking scary. They're looking like an NBA team right now. Speaking of teams looking like NBA teams in college, there's that whole controversy where people can go to the G League and go to these pro leagues and then come back and enroll in college. It's really crazy. I need you to look into that. It's very crazy. But shout out to Michigan. They are looking dominant. 30-point victory against was it USC they played?
Yeah,
I think it was USC.
Yeah, I think
it was USC.
You had them losing.
I am nervous. I am now nervous for our meeting January 30th. I'm glad T Money ain't on this episode. I'm nervous.
Oh man,
I'm a hold.
He was waiting on that.
I'm a hold to what I said and say Michigan State gonna win, but I am not going to lie to you. I am a little bit nervous. I'm a little nervous. I'm nervous. Shout out to Michigan. Y'all looking dominant, man. I can't even be mad at the way you guys are playing. Everything's rolling on the cylinders that they need to be. You guys are looking like a well-oiled machine. No Diddy. Yeah, man.
Take that.
But that's all we got, man. So stay tuned next week for Blue Collar Blitz. I'm your host, Maverick.
And I'm Big O.
Well, I'll let y'all next week.
Peace.